Greetings, my name is Tim Johnson. This is Recovery, Strength, Hope and Courage. This is the first of a few videos I want to make where I'd just like to share with you some of the lessons and essentials that I've learned over the last 12 months in which I've been clean of alcohol and opiates. Really, some of these things, they're only going to be fairly short videos, these, and everyone's recovery is different. So some of these things will suit people and some won't suit people, and it's important to say at this stage that I truly believe, and there's been a lot of debate about this recently in groups that I've been involved in, that it doesn't matter how you achieve sobriety, because in my opinion is that that anyone that has a crack at it, is a strong and courageous person anyway. How you achieve sobriety doesn't matter, whether it's AA, whether it's smart recovery, whether it's meditating to Buddha, whether it's however it is, whether you drink alcohol-free beers in the, however you achieve it doesn't matter. If you stand on your head and play a mouth organ and it helps you achieve sobriety, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter as long as the end goal is the same and you've got strength and confidence in your recovery. Simple as that. I mean, and you've achieved that feeling inside of inner happiness and peace and serenity, which fortunately I've achieved now. It's taken me 35 years to achieve this. This is something that, I've put together all these things. Again, this is my recipe for recovery that I'm in these next few videos, and hopefully that'll suit some of you, and you'll get something from it. And please subscribe and like if you do get something from it, because more people see it, it's more helpful to people then, obviously. And I've made 70 odd videos, and in some of the earlier videos, and there's one that's not long ago actually. I made one about the first 30 days, because it's important to mention at this stage that perhaps in the first 30 days, you're not going to feel like doing any of this stuff I'm talking about now. And with the subject I'm talking about today, which is gratitude, it's in that first 30 days I struggled, but I'm really pleased I persevered at it now, and I gave it a crack. It was just one of the tools at the time that I picked up, that I thought was important to my recovery. And it turns out that gratitude is an attitude of gratitude, I call it, it's been integral to my recovery. I have to say that, and hopefully, to yours as well, because I think it's one of the single most important things. I mean, it's simple as that. But everyone's recovery is different, and it's tough, and none of this is easy, especially in the early stages. But please persevere, give it a go. Even, when I was in the early stages of my recovery, my gratitude list was tiny. I thought, fuck it, this is what have I got to feel grateful for? Because I was in I always say that I'm not scared of dying now, because I'm, as far as I'm concerned, I was in a living death for years, and I was, I had nothing, we're very selfish, aren't we, in addiction, very self-centered, very selfish, because the first thought as we open our eyes in the morning generally is how much we're hurting or withdrawing, and we need our drug of choice, well, whatever it may be. For me, it was drugs, and it was opiates and alcohol. I was craving, and then the next thought would be: have I got any money to get any? Have I got the energy to get? Where am I going to get it from? Blah blah blah, and the list goes on. It's just negative, blackness, selfishness, self-centeredness, your own insular little circular world of pity and self-pity and woe, so you've got to shake yourself out of that, because in early recovery, particularly, as you're going through with your withdrawal into early recovery, it's danger time, because you're still going to be feeling all these things in your head, and the cravings are going to be there, and the darkness is still going to be there. It doesn't disappear, because all these, it's a journey of self-discipline and commitment and consistency that takes you through recovery. It's simple as that. There's no sugarcoating it. So you're going to still be feeling these dark feelings. So it's important to start thinking and counting your blessings at an early stage, I truly believe. And this attitude of gratitude. Now, I wake up in the morning. The first thing I think of is something, thank Christ I'm still breathing at my age. And the taste of it, the sun shining through the window, just to be thankful to be alive. I know that sounds, some of you are going to think, oh, fucking hell, but it's really important to get this mindset going from an early stage, because it builds up. And I make a gratitude list out now to reinforce it, but I wake up thinking, I've got people that love me, I'm healthy, I've woken up, the sun's shining, I'm breathing. I'm so fortunate and so lucky to be alive. Whereas in the past it was like, where am I going to steal some money to get some drugs and alcohol from, and how am I going to get there? Because I just feel like shit, and I'm puking blood up in the sink, and it's a dark, horrible, stinking world, and everyone hates me, and I hate myself, and I can't do this, and I'm making excuses, and blah blah blah. But now the first thing that enters my head is, yes, I'm alive, and I'm breathing, and that attitude takes you through the day, because I don't care what you say, that it's just small, it's baby steps to start with, but the feeling of positivity is infectious, and you put it out, and it just spreads into your whole world, because otherwise you're gonna be just feeling negative, it's simple as that, and it's just not worth it. It's a waste of energy to be negative. It's much better to be positive. So make your blessings count. Count your blessings and make your blessings count. That's a message from this video. And as I say, I write down all my gratitude and thankfulness now on a daily basis, and the list's massive. You just don't realise what you take for granted. Like from clean water coming from the tap, to drink and to have a washing, food on the table and being able to cook it, healthy food, and being able, having a few bob in your pocket since you gave up, and you're not in addiction, so you can get decent food and a roof over your head and clothes on your back, and most importantly of all, people that love you and people that care from you, that you want to try and build a relationship with again, and build self-respect and dignity and pride and regain love and trust and friendship, and all these things will come back to you, and give thanks for that, and be thankful that they're still around, these people, your loved ones, that they're still there, after all you've done to them over the years, that they're still there behind you in some form, and the relationship may never be the same again, but you can work towards it. It's a goal, isn't it? Another goal, and that's another subject for another video. But thankfulness and gratefulness, and something that really reiterated this for me, it happened to me the other day, and I exercise a lot, as and there's a video coming about that as well. It won't interest everyone, but I think it's integral to my recovery. It's my meditation space, if you like. I do meditate every day as well, but when I walk and exercise, I meditate. And I've been on this extremely long walk, and it was hot, into the hills in Mihas, about 10 miles, and I was on my way back, and I've got a metal hip, and I give thanks for that, to be honest with you, because without it I couldn't walk. As simple as that. And I used to curse it because of the pain it gave me. It doesn't give me any pain anymore now. Because I've gone out and exercised it, and if it does give me pain, then I go through it. It's simple as that, and just don't give into it. And that's what recovery is all about, not giving into it and making excuses, get stuck in. But anyway, I was walking up the hill, to cut a long story short, and walking towards me was this lady about my age, similar age to me, middle-aged, and she was painfully thin, and she was extremely handicapped, deformed, what looked to me like cerebral palsy, but she was walking up the hill, and she was struggling with every step. Basically, it was an effort. Every single step was like climbing a mountain for her. And as we passed, we looked to each other, and she smiled at me, and I get choked about it just thinking about it now, because it just reiterated everything I'm talking about in this video, about thankfulness and gratitude, because she was thankful and grateful just to be walking. She hadn't given up. She was still going up the hill, and she still had time to spread some positivity to me, to me, who was feeling sorry for himself walking up a hill, who was able-bodied and in good health, and oh God, it stayed with me. It stayed with me over the last few days, and it's even given me more strength than I've already got, because it makes me realise that we've got fuck all to moan about. If you've got good health, you know, whatever's happening to you in your life, you know, if you've got people that love you around you, you've got food on the table, you've got some health, you've got, and I know some of you out there will be suffering from illnesses and depression and have lost loved ones and all sorts of stuff. And I can't begin to imagine what that feels like, but start giving thanks for what you have got, and not what's past or the negativity. You know, start giving thanks for what you have got, and you find that your whole attitude to life changes, and you start to become so much more positive, and you start making your blessings count. Because when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. It's simple as that. You know, you start looking at things with gratitude and thankfulness, then things start coming into your life, and you start to realise just the other things in recovery. You know, it all goes hand in hand, because this is hand in hand with giving back, which is another video I want to make. But it's important. Please start thinking about this now and start. Eckhart Tolle says it is through gratitude for the present moment that the spiritual dimension of life opens up. And I find that very true, because part of the hole inside of most addicts and the yearning and the dissatisfaction is this lack of connection, but also this feeling of never being enough and not worthy and self-pity. And a good way to start filling that hole in is obviously being in the present moment, but and also connection was another video. but this first step of gratitude and thankfulness, and starting your day that way, and continuing it. It's something that goes on all day. You know, when I sometimes sit back, take a breath in the present moment, I look out and I think, God, look at where I live, just look at my life. You know, really, I've got so much to be thankful for. And you don't have to just compare yourself to people less fortunate than yourself all the time. Although that, I mean, when I go and volunteer, you know, with the homeless every week, because the moment you start talking about volunteering, it's about your ego, really. But I do it for a reason, and I do it because I feel like I just want to give a little something back. And I do think about them, and I do think about how lucky I am compared with what they're going through on a daily basis, because some of them are in the depths of addiction, and some of them are in a hell of a state with health and not a roof over their head, and not a square meal and water, you know, all the basics we take for granted. And it's just really important to come in with this mindset. It's integral to recovery. It's the first lesson I believe that you should learn in early recovery. So anyway, I hope that's been helpful for you, and please take it on board if you can. The next video I'm going to make will probably be about giving back and connection. And again, these videos aren't, you know, won't suit everyone, but I hope you can take something from them. It's simple as that. And please stay strong in your recovery. You know, carpe diem, because that's part of waking up with thankfulness and gratitude. Part of that is, you know, you don't make excuses. You know, if your reason for giving up is big enough, you know, it isn't big enough, then your excuses will get bigger, and you'll. But if your reason for giving up is strong enough, and your attitude is good, and you wake up with this feeling of gratitude, then you can seize the day. You know, carpe diem, seize the day. And that's the way I wake up every morning. I wake up and look out, and I think, you know, I don't think about everything I've got to do in the day and all the things I have to accomplish, and oh God, it's going to be a long old day, and I'm going to feel this and feel that and all that. I wake up and give thanks for breathing, and look out the window, and I think, I'm going to seize today. You get out of bed with that attitude, the rest of the day follows suit, and everything in your day becomes much more positive. So give thanks and gratitude. If you're struggling, because some of you out there are struggling, please hold on, because it will get better. You know, take something, have a look back at the old videos, take something, because I've changed radically. If I look back at my old videos, you know, over the last 12 months, you know, all my attitudes have changed, you know, from those early days, and I can't imagine that person anymore. It's very strange. It's very strange. So if you think it's impossible, It's always impossible until it's done, you know. And I'm no means a finished product yet. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a finished product by a long chalk. But I'm 1,000,000,000% more serene, happy, content, in every single way, healthy, strong, in mind, body and spirit, and mind body connection than I could ever have imagined 12 months ago. So begin now, seize the day, hold on if you're struggling, and much love to you all, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks.